It was just an assignment in the beginning. Who knew it would become a big project that could change the bond between them and the things that could flip the tables? This idea of his could be a mess, or it could also turn into a great experience.
I wouldn't really call it Poof because at the beginning it wasn't really named Poof. The idea is to somehow give an exposure to the students, something what they would experience in the industry, but more in terms of how working in a hard to handle people in a group or the different type of people that you'll meet when you are in the industry. So that's the experience, the journey of doing this whole project is what the project is all about. It's not about doing it, it's the journey or the process of doing it. That's the main objective.
Very interesting because we have very interesting characters. The whole, production is a combination of different people, so which makes it very interesting because we get to have input from different individuals, mainly from different countries as well.
At first, it was like, wow, 70 people in one class and doing the same shit. It was big. Like, can everyone commit? Of course not. But at the end of the day, it was actually really, really fun. And it's a whole new experience where you get to meet new people. Where I've met those people, but it's just that now it's become closer and stuff like that, So,
at the beginning, there's no one, like everyone was missing, and suddenly we had that really big, huge meeting. When came into class, boom, 100 people. Oh, then you're like, oh shit, I didn't know that was a lot, picking a lot of students. Where did they all go?
4 teams were assigned to make a movie scene remake and 1 team doing a commercial.
The selection was pretty tough at first. We wanted to do a scene from Batman Dark Knight. And it was kind of tough for us to choose our costumes and our actors and all. Plus, Joker is in it, so we have no idea who we're gonna have for our actor. So and Arvin came out with the idea of doing a simple scene from the movie Her by Joaquin Phoenix.
movie selection that we did, it was Drag Me to Hell.
Drag Me to Hell.
Dead Silent, yes.
It was Drag Me to Hell. Dun, dun, dun.
A commercial advertisement for a restaurant down here in Cyberjaya, which is called Hammurabi.
They started to plan on doing a whole set. A big one which fills up pretty much the whole MCP studio. Ready or not, they better be. Because from this moment onwards, they knew it was going to be really big.
I think the set is my main idea. I'm not sure whether you guys notice or not. I always show you guys this picture of flats, if you remember flats. So it's always about this one wooden flat, and then I always tell you guys that, oh, you can make like a bedroom, you can make a toilet, you can make a prison out of these whole stupid flats. But then it's just to show you that filmmaking is just all about cheat in a way. So from these flats, you can basically do anything. So just happen to be your project. You guys are doing it as a house set, I think. Yeah. So the set itself is basically, it's not limited to that. What I'm trying to say is you can basically use the whole flat to make anything. There's a lot of drama in a way, if you would call it. I think everyone talks about it. It's a very hectic and long process, but it's all about the journey, and this is how I look at it. It's always about the journey. How you go through the process is what matters. It's not how you finish it, it's how you go through the process to finish it, because that's what matters. There's a lot of fights, of course, a lot of people crying.
The journey is tough because from the beginning, actually me and Kara was the two studios that always stay late in MCP until I guess 11 or 12 to finish it up, the production, like from the casting to the set arrangement, everything. So it's really tough for us.
It is like that. If there's no 100% preparation you can do in filmmaking, there will always be things wrong or things won't go according to what you've planned. So that's what happened. Timing wise, money wise, budgeting, space, that's what you guys face, right? The problem. I think timing wise is the most crucial part that you guys, we fail.
All of the students are smart enough to get the project done, except they forgot to look at their watch and calendars. That made trouble for them.
It was rather stressful because you find people in the group who are very on the clock, like very punctual, and I need to get this, and some of those who are just at the back there. So it was quite difficult because you're trying to get work done because you're running out of time, and now you have the people who are lacking who are also supposed to be part of the production team. So it was very difficult to actually get to the end of the whole production.
Last semester I was working, so time management is hard. And like when your lecturer was like, if you didn't come, I give you a C when I have work. At the end of the day, I quit my job because of the Poof production. So, yeah. And I got a B, which I was like, and Muaz got an A because he's sponsored? Are you serious? Like, what did he do? He just stand there and was like,
Macam tut, mata lepas tu macam tut. Dia sangat tut, dengan tut, yang lalu tut. Okay.
Wow. Oh boy, do I have a lot to bloody well say about that. Oh, okay. I thought the time management was terrible. Unfortunately, I thought that Mr. Fazli's timing was way fucking off. I thought he was in a different time zone. I mean, like, I can't really say much about the students since the lecturer is that way. But I guess students could have had a bit more respect for the lecturer and just came on time or came at the time that he was here. Or we could have helped a lot by just being as one instead of just like being all over scattered. So, but okay, to conclude my whole time management answer is that it was fucking horrible.
Start. Okay, first of all, we had to sleep in school. You understand? As in, that was the most uncomfortable moment in my life. I've never missed my bed so much like I missed it that day. Other than that, the time management, yeah, we were behind schedule about this with what do you call it? Setting up most of the stuff, but like having reruns before the actual shoot. But other than that, the props and everything was all on set, and yeah, basically we already confirmed our people and they came on time. It's just the rehearsals to get by, that was the only problem we had. That's where the time took a lot of time because there was a group that was following us next and we couldn't clash with their time.
With all the stress in the air for the students, drama started to kick in.
Faris punya group lah. Faris' group. Bloody. First of all, they didn't ask for my permission to use my camera, my lens. And then second of all, they didn't confirm on their actor, so I have to fill in. So that's why I'm like, okay lah, why not? Tolong lah kan. Then third of all, it's him. Sorry bro, I don't like you. You treat your friends like your staff. It's very rude lah. Like we're working together with one another like friends, right? But you treat them like your workers. It's bloody rude. If you don't do it in front of them, right in front of them, but you do it on social media. So I am the type of person who, like, if you do this to your friends behind their backs, I will do it right to your face back. So that's why, till now, you memang dalam dendam aku, tahu tak?
Wow. So that was Indran. So I came in 4th week, okay? I came in the 4th week. I had no idea. I had no idea anything. Know nothing about production. Know nothing about camera works. Nothing about a job or whatever. I came in into a new group. They put me in, and so I had to roll with the ball. So there were a few teammates that I got along with that I didn't get along. I met Ikwan, first one in the team, and I thought that he was. I thought he was a bit uppity because I think he was a Mr. Know-it-all in terms of production, which is fine. He came out to be okay. The drama was when we had an art director named Indran. Yeah, so obviously all the artsy stuff was to him, hence the name art fucking director in it. But he kept on going missing. So to me, being a racist, I thought that was just an Indian thing. Tried to rely on him as much as I could, and he kept failing us till the very end. To a point that I threatened him, and then he called me perempuan Melayu tak sedar diri, which is fine. I am Melayu and tak sedar diri, so it's okay. But we almost had the worst fight, and apparently he told his girlfriend that he beat me up. Best part of it all, I just found that out this sem. And I was like, okay. Mentang-mentang lelaki kau daripada Brickfields, bolehlah pukul saya, ya. So, that's okay. That's okay. So that was one of the dramas that happened. I think other than that, I was pretty much on everyone's tail to just get everyone together and stuff. And towards the end, there were only a few people that was working in my team that was really putting their all. And I didn't know much knowledge on the camera works or how to run a production itself. But I did try my best to sort of keep everyone together and be on time.
The time management drama, ooh, damn. Like, personally, to talk about my group, we were a bit having a biggest difficulty. Number one, because most of us are journalism students, we have absolutely no clue about video production or absolutely anything, no lighting, no camera, we don't know nothing. And our director was pretty ambitious when it comes to making his film. He's kind of like on and off. That's why we were difficult. Do I have to say the director's name? Okay, his name is Kalash. I'm sorry about this, buddy, but anyways, he was very ambitious about his work. I mean, he had the most number of actors, he had the most number of shots. Basically, we had 5, the rest had around 1 or 2. We had 5 actors. Plus, he wanted to change things about it. He wanted to change the leads to female. He wanted to change, make it into like a Wes Anderson style film. He always wanted to have this big ambition that we tried our best to follow, but it was very hard because it was so hard because, we didn't have the time. Basically, he was always away and we had to like struggle for ourselves to find a way to make this film a good film. So basically, we had all the props ready. Then afterward, he changes again. Then after we have all the actors ready, he changes again. He insisted, and basically, it had some hard times. But all in the end, everyone did well at the end. Thank you.
Wow. The amount of dramas I knew from other teams were insane. Let me just pick one of the highlights. It was Anas's team. So like, all of a sudden, I've never seen Mr. Fazli got mad. And all of a bloody sudden, we were outside and then I saw Mr. Fazli swore his head off to people at the podium. And I was like, ooh, this is so interesting.
The whole thing is a drama, actually. Everyone have their own drama. That's the thing.
Despite all the sleepless nights and the drama, without even trying, they made a really great bond with each other. So bad that it's sticking like a glue.
It was really a good bond, actually. From the start, like we don't really know each other, and then at the end of the day, Like now we lepak together, and even now that Mr. Fazli is not here anymore, we still see him and still have that bond where it started from Poof production. I was single, now I have a boyfriend from Poof production, which is Ikwan. Yes, okay. And I'm pretty grateful with everything. Like my bond with my friends is better now, and finally get to be friends with Dina, which is actually first is like, what's this girl? She's so loud, and now like we're hanging out at her house and stuff like that. So it's really good. It was good.
To talk about the bond of those sleepless nights, I mean, I remember staying here for like a few hours, for a few late nights, and seeing a lot of these people sleep. It just shows you how dedicated these people are, for their film. They would legit stay until like early morning to start film. And it just basically, it's such a weird way to get a bond in other ways, because, they're so tired, and it's like we're sharing the same, factors, like we need to finish this together. And basically, if you talk about the sleepless nights, I guess, these people are going to just say, they're going to look back at this, because they're sleepless night, they need to look back at this as such a great memory. Because number one, how often do you get a chance to sleep in a studio? Number two, how often do you get a chance to sleep with your friends?
They made it anyways, and this was the screening day. Again, when working with 70 people, drama season 2 strikes.
I think the whole screening part went quite well. We got a lot of people coming in as well, right? We used Eventbrite. Who handled that? You, Anna? You did, Eventbrite? Yeah. So those are kind of the things that I'm trying to implement. It's not just about doing it. It's how you're utilizing a few of the tools and whatnot. Things that you can't really learn throughout the class. Because when you go outside, you can organize. From this class, you don't really just learn about film. You learn how to organize events. You learn how to manage people. You learn how to a lot of other soft skills that you wouldn't really know from theory-wise. Or if you don't do it, then you wouldn't really attain the skill kind of thing. So yeah, the screening is just a screening. You have Charlie, Ray giving their comments. I think everyone was quite impressed. I mean, not just the lecturers, even some of your seniors, when they were like jealous in a way, I think. Why were we not given the same chance of doing the same project and whatnot? And then, so I couldn't really answer that question. But all in all, it's okay. I think it's quite successful. Everyone was happy. It was the last day for everything, and then.
For the first, macam kelang kabut because only 2 days the tu. Then at the end is quite good lah. Everything berjalan dengan lancar.
Actually, I cry lah. I think everyone. Because I was stressed out and a lot of drama lah.
You can see the drama.
Which everyone blaming me. Like I arrange everything, but end up everyone blaming me that I do the screening. I make it worse. Actually, I did it like that.
Fuck, the screening day was frustrating. I saw UN cried. I think this is how I put it if I were to write a feature story on it. There was definitely blood, sweat and tears throughout the whole screening time. But all in all, I think it came out successful. There were a bit of dramas here and there, I think miscommunications here and there, but it all went well.
The outcome of the whole project in terms of the learning outcome and then the experience that you guys managed to pull through or to learn through, I think that's most important. Instead of looking at the final video, I look at how you guys grow from the beginning of the project till the end. Like for example, right now, I think before you didn't even know how to bounce light, like what you were doing back there using polystyrene and all this kind of thing. I mean, we had Achai on set to help us, and then it kind of give you, insight in terms of what the whole industry is doing, because there's no really proper class like cinematography class or script writing class or film production class as a whole. You don't have this specific course that teach you. So this Poof, if you want to call it, is kind of an insight in terms of the whole thing. I couldn't really focus on one specific thing, but then you can basically tap your feet in terms of, okay, I know a bit of scheduling, planning, I know budgeting, I know production-wise, and I know the best part is, or the worst part you would call it, how to work with these different kind of people. You will always have people like Dina, you always have people like Patrick, like Syed. You will always have these kind of people. So the main thing, why are you looking around? No, the thing is you will face the same kind of people when you work outside. The same thing. Like recently I did a job for Astro. There's different Dina there. So you always find, so there's no point like arguing or like fighting or all those kind of thing, because at the end of the day, the thing has to be delivered. I can see some things are still being used, you know, and it's not something that just end there. What I think everyone end up is, at the end of project, we end up as one huge family. I mean, not all 70, 80 students, but a huge part of us, we, even until still today, Poof production group and whatnot. So I think it's cool. It's a cool thing.
The whole experience actually is fun because, like I said, I end up staying in MCP for these 3 months, not even enough of 3 months, maybe 2.5 months. But in these 2.5 months, I actually learned a lot, like what's actually production need to do, like from the planning, casting, and then shooting until the screening day. And it end up turning, I gain a lot of experience lah from this project.
Honestly to say, I'm not just saying this because he's around and I feel bad for talking shit about him just now, but despite all the time management bullshit that we went through, I've truly learned a lot. And I wouldn't say I learned a lot only from my team, because honestly my team's work wasn't that much of an experience, because you know, mostly during my team, I think the most person that did the work was Ikwan, like moving around, directing and everything. But I did sort of learn a bit more here and there from other people, and I think the togetherness that brought us together, that to complete the entire role, was the most memorable part of it all. Because I'm not saying all the 70 people were working, don't get me wrong here, yeah? There was only about a 25% roughly that was working, but that 25% has taught me a lot, to be in different roles. And trust me, only God knows how much patience it has taught me, but I'm still not that patient now. But it has taught me how to deal with people in per se. So the experience was good. I was just unhappy about a few things here and there, but you move on from it. You move on and only keep the goods in it, so yeah. I would do it again. I would probably just need to tweak the whole time managing thing with the lecturer and pick the only people that I know can work.
Definitely I will do it again lah, but like I say, is like Dina say also lah, it's not the same bunch of people lah. I wish to do like with people who want to do work, like really want to do work. It's like, I know everyone is lazy, but then it's like you have to give effort to make things go well, instead of you staying beside and let the things go worse like that. It's like everything is like effort lah. For me, I trusted effort lah.
Hell yes. Hell, you better not yell, okay? Hell, well, actually, definitely. Like, it's such a fun project. I mean, it's a very stressful project. I mean, no one cooperates very easily, but you know, it's such a great experience. You know, I get to meet these people again. I get to like work with these people again. I get to see their pros and cons. But it's such, you know, I would do this again for the sake of making more friends, for basically, you know, how do you say, what's the word? Basically, you know, gain more relationship statuses basically in that way. So yeah, in other words, yes, I would do it again.
Yeah, definitely. It was a really great experience. I wish that we could have the same team again to come back and do the set again, like, because it was a really amazing experience. Like having sleepless nights together in the studio, etc., etc.
Yes, because I will meet them again.
Thank you, Poof Production.